Hello everybody, this is Gold League Gamer 1 and Dyne, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI.
Previously, we discovered the town of Mobliz having been destroyed by Kefka, and unfortunately, all the children there were the only survivors. The adults all passed away trying to protect their kids, and Terra was able to stumble onto the town and help them out, but unfortunately, she really has no idea what's going on in terms of her wants and desires, and as a result, lost the will to fight, so she stayed behind.
Yeah, but we'll probably be seeing Terra again very soon.
Oh yeah. Well, you can get her back as soon as you get the next airship, which is no secret that you're going to get another one simply because it's the only way you can get around. And there was actually foreshadowing about it way back in the World of Balance when Setzer was trying to repair the Blackjack, and he mentioned his best friend and rival having an airship. But this Chocobo Forest makes things much quicker to traverse the Overland Serpent Trench, and all the enemies are the same until you get to the next town anyway.
Okay.
And we will pass a couple places of interest. Just have to get to the other side. Excuse me. Enjoy the Chocobo music.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I like the Chocobo music, but just as much as I like the Chocobo rides. Yeah, I really think the Chocobo rides are probably my favorite part of the game.
That right there is the Fanatic's Tower, accessible only by airship. One of the most annoying dungeons in the game, because while you're in there, the only way to attack is by casting magic.
I thought that was Kefka's domain.
Nope, that's the Fanatic's Tower. Kefka's Tower is back on the first continent, where Vector was. We passed it two or three videos ago.
Alright, but we'll be coming back to it, though.
Town of Nikaya. This town never really had much importance plot-wise, but there is new equipment here, so you can upgrade your current party's weapons and armor, which is highly recommended, since the stuff here is better than what you've had previously. But once again, only buy weapons and armor for people who are currently in your party, so just Celeste and Sabin at the moment. There's a hint, it's right there, about an optional side quest later on.
Well, we may or may not get to that, I don't really know.
But yeah, Doma Castle also has free healing to continue on from earlier. So yeah, you want diamond equipment for your heavy hitters. Yeah, the Gaia gear is good enough for Sabin, so yep, just the stuff for Celeste is good. And I think there are new weapons for her at the weapon shop. Of course, she's wearing the gauntlet, so she won't equip the diamond shield right now. At the weapon shop, I don't remember the name of the weapon, but I think it's a new sword. Yep, plenty of new relics you can buy, but not necessary at the moment. Better to upgrade your weapons and armor first. However, I take that back. Those amulets, very, very necessary for an upcoming dungeon. They protect against poison, dark, and zombie. Zombie is the most annoying status element in the game. And an upcoming dungeon has enemies full of enemies that use it. Upcoming dungeon is full of enemies that use it. Yeah, relics are not affected by the equipment optimizer. So the ship to South Figaro is about to leave.
Yeah, I was looking for where to trigger Gerad.
Well, to do that, you have to at least go into the pub, I believe.
Oh, the cafe. Okay.
Yep.
Because I know it's one point you have to trigger Gerad in order to progress.
Okay, Enhancer, that was the sword I was thinking of. Yeah, this is a tricky part in the game, of course, since you don't have most of your party and their equipment got removed previously. You may accidentally sell something that's useful, but fortunately, everything you can buy in the various shops is basically better than what they had at the end of the World of Balance. So don't be too afraid to sell old equipment at this point. You can buy better stuff. But there are, of course, a few things that you cannot recover if you sell them. That Tempest is one of them. Yeah, the Hawkeye and Full Moon can both be sold. Mithril Claw can be sold. Not quite enough. Now the funny thing is, when you get Locke back, he basically comes with a whole bunch of weapons. Unfortunately, everything else you have by then outclasses it all.
Okay.
She's a treasure hunter. He was hunting for treasure. Yeah, the enhancer increases magic power, so it's handy to use if Celeste is going to be doing a lot of magic attacks, but just giving her the gauntlet is going to increase her physical ability quite nicely. So into the cafe, talk to the bandits. He talks like a 1920s gangster. Went to the castle through the secret gate only we knows about.
All right, so was that did that trigger Gerad?
That did not trigger it, because you have to talk to all four of them, and one of them will get up and say, "Hey, we're moving out."
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, all that wandering around. You see that? I was trying to find Gerad, and I didn't see it.
Yeah, he kind of stands out once he does appear. Yeah, the funny thing is you'll hear that story of Doma Castle from several people. But it only what they're talking about only triggers if you have a certain party member when you do it.
Okay.
But it's highly recommended that you do that side quest because you get some good stuff as a result, even though it has one of the most annoying boss fights in the game. Actually, that Magnesite shard you got in the previous video, Fenrir, I believe that teaches you the spell to deal with that most annoying boss very quickly. Nobody on the pier here. It's only on the ship. And when in doubt on how to progress, talk to everybody.
Okay.
There's a captain on that ship, but you only talked to like 2 of the thieves. Bunch of sandworms burrowed into the prison. I guess they got lost on the way to the Battle of the Five Armies. Okay, there you go. There's the trigger.
That's what we had to do. All right.
Yeah, so they head out to the ship. You can try and follow them, but you won't get on. And hey, there's a guy up there.
Oh yeah, but I don't notice that right away though.
Yeah, there he is again. Yeah, he's trying to hide.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
How could I be Danny? I'm a different sprite color. Okay, you have to get out of his way.
Well, this is an attempt to throw us off, but I do know, spoiler alert, he do eventually reveals his true self.
Well, he doesn't do a very good job hiding it either. Yeah, follow him, talk to him whenever he stops. because he can't fool Celeste. Yep, and he's actually dropping hints, like right here. He's not a very good actor, as you can see, but at the same time, he is doing intentional hints at the same time. So he's either just a bad actor or knows that it's you and wants you to follow him.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, you sneak on automatically. And just sail along. Like in the World of Balance, we take the ferry to South Figaro.
Yep.
Yep. Out of everything in the world, only 2 towns really got destroyed. Vector, which becomes the new final dungeon, and Mobliz, which got zapped. Hit that one house and Zen get destroyed, but the rest of the town is in pretty good condition.
Okay.
So you're hiding in plain sight. And just follow him into the cafe in this town. Because if you try to follow him outside of town, you won't get anywhere. But there are new enemies in pretty much everywhere on this continent, both in the forest, the plains, and the desert. They're pretty manageable.
Yep.
Those rabbits are nice. They'll cure your status ailments for you, even though you have none on you. They don't have a lot of HP, and even though they died from a counterattack, they still do that move at the end. Now, if you have Sabin's Air Blade at this point, it's super handy for the next dungeon. I believe it's his 6th out of 8 blitzes. And unfortunately, come in here now, you've not activated the trigger on moving to the next area, so this is going to be a little bit of a time waster, unfortunately. But the Cave to South Figaro remains the same as it ever was. Let's head to the spring. I've heard of headhunters, but never neck hunters. Reminds me of the old myth of Loki, where he was sentenced to execution by losing his head, and he asked to keep his neck. And the executioner foolishly agreed, so of course they couldn't find a way to separate his head from his neck, so they just locked him in a labyrinth and had acid poured on him for all eternity. Know your mythology.
Yep.
Same group.
Yep. Well, we know what to do here.
Not get killed.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, Celeste parried 2 attacks in a row. That was pretty cool of her.
Yeah. I know there's that one relic that allows you to attack like multiple times in one turn.
Yep, that's hidden in a side area. If you combine that with the Genji Glove, which you can get in a dungeon where you get an optional party member, that character will be able to attack 8 times in one turn.
Ooh, that could come in handy for the final fight.
It does. Very much so. Because the Genji Glove allows you to equip 2 weapons at once. Yep, you looted that chest before. It's still empty. Well, unfortunately, again, this isn't Chrono Trigger. You can't open it now and go back in time and open it again.
Alright.
That's actually a nice little mechanic they added into that.
And they do use it a few times in Mario RPG, I know that.
Yeah, that guy looks intimidating, but he's not hard.
Yeah. Pff. Like, 2 hits, so long.
Now, if you only need to heal one person, it's best to just cast the spell on them rather than the whole group. That way the magic power won't be reduced. Yeah, you need to follow the gang of thieves into here after seeing them leave town. Unfortunately, if you come here before watching them leave town, this is as far as you're going to get.
Well, didn't we just jump on board that ship?
Well, we followed them out of Nikaya, but we didn't see them leave South Figaro. So there's another trigger that you missed.
Well, I guess we gotta go back then.
That's why this video's so long. Unfortunately, that entrance has collapsed. 3 Dantes in a row. You'd think they'd learn by now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, quick fights and okay magic point grinding. Yeah, most battles you can expect 1 to 3 magic points. On harder enemies you'll get 5 or even 10. But the best place to grind magic is in the desert south of Miranda, in the World of Ruin. Because one enemy will always give you 5, another will always give you 10.
But didn't you say in a previous episode to stay away from the desert if possible?
Well, once you're strong enough to handle the stuff in there, it's not a problem.
Alright.
But the enemies in there are a bit tricky. One has more than 10,000 HP, and the other one only has 4 HP, but an insanely high evasion rate. So you want to hit him with defense-piercing blitz, a drill, or use the relic that lets you attack 4 times.
Right.
And the other enemy, there's a secret tool that Edgar can find in a dungeon that makes it much easier.
Okay, and now we're heading out.
Back to town.
Yep.
Took one step up when leaving town, got into battle with these guys, one step away from town, another battle with these guys. The game likes its bookends. Oh. Yep, that wall ring got you. Wasn't enough to save that thing, though. And those no rabbits will either cast Cure on you or use a remedy. The reason the remedy worked on Sabin is because they used it as an item.
Alright, so now there's the question, where do we find them?
And back in the cafe. And that old man told you right there. So Figaro Castle disappeared and it's been going for a year. Been gone for a year. Unfortunately, this is not the room where Gerad is hiding. Looks like the old man who wanted cider croaked. Either that or that's him right there. Ah, the good old NPC not getting out of the way problem of early RPGs.
Yep.
Quick, open, get in there!
Oh, there he is.
Yep, he broke character again.
Yeah, apparently he's bad at what's called method acting.
So now you can follow them out of town and back to the cave. Now there is new equipment again, but it's not much of a change from what you bought in Nikaya. You'll be able to buy even better stuff in the next town. And one thing to remember is when you get back to Figaro Castle, you can still trigger the Edgar Sabin backstory scene in the free healing area in there, and you'll be able to buy even more new tools for Edgar.
Okay, so that little little trip back didn't cost us much time.
No. Of course, since Siegfried was there, he's an optional boss way back in the Phantom Train. That means you're on the right track.
Yep.
Now, going through here with just Celeste is a bit tricky. But it's doable. As if you're up for a real challenge of this game, just play through the World of Ruin with only the 3 required party members. Celeste is one of them. Sabin is not. The other tricky thing is when you get to the final dungeon, you have to split the party in 3, so you're going with 3 one-man parties through it. Three hits and these guys are down. They keep coming back for more.
Apparently a lot more.
Okay, Finn Connector's the backup healer now, thankfully. Just keep hitting him. Oh, free gold shield, not bad, but unfortunately the diamond shield is better. Yeah, you can learn Cure 2 from Curin or Unicorn. It's actually a much faster rate of learning from Unicorn. Notice it.
Alright, here's everybody.
While this does open the way forward, unfortunately this renders this previously used healing spring unusable.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were here earlier when we were protecting Bannon.
No, not when protecting Bannon, actually. It was when you came through with Locke and Celeste. Because Bannon never enters this dungeon.
Oh, okay. I must be referring to a different cave. Then.
Yep, that's back in Narsh.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you click on the spring, it's going to look for the trigger to jump on the turtle rather than heal you. And Sabin apparently gets confused by hugs, even though he's got snapped out of it right away. These are some dumb enemies. They keep attacking the one who's going to counterattack. And just wait for the turtle to line up.
Yeah.
And jump.
Yep.
Unfortunately, all the treasure's been looted here. Now, you can find out who's stealing it all, or you can just move on. It makes no difference whatsoever. Unfortunately, this is kind of a small plot point that got dropped during development, and they just let it fall by the wayside. Nope, no Mad Sickle, which also causes confusion. So you can go either up or left. If you go up, you'll find Siegfried looting the place. He'll run away from you, but he just gets away. You never see him again.
Yep. Yep. After Gerad.
And you really can't go anywhere other than down into the engine room. And the old guy just stands there. They didn't make a sprite of him knocked down. Now, there are random encounters in here. You want to get down into that little center or hallway, but if you go upstairs on the other side, you can get some pretty good.
Okay, it was awful. Okay, what was awful?
They never really explained that. Unfortunately, that's another censored line. Since they've been underground so long, they're starting to run out of air, and they're really close to dying. For whatever reason, they censored that in the US version. Got some chests down here. Crystal Helm is a upgrade from the Diamond Helm.
I thought, yeah, well, wouldn't Diamond be more powerful than Crystal?
Not in Final Fantasy.
Ah. So it's another logic fail then.
Yep. Yeah, in Final Fantasy IV, you have Diamond equipment, then Crystal equipment, and finally going back the way you came. But the strongest material in Final Fantasy lore is adamant. Which may or may not be the same thing as Wolverine's claws. It never explains that. Now, I think there's also some unique enemies you can fight in here that are different from the ones in the cave. I may be wrong, though. But, find out whether I'm right or wrong if we run into him. If I remember correctly, they look like floating music boxes. And upstairs. Single chest in here, but that regal crown is one of the best pieces of headgear for Edgar and Sabin. It's a nice boost for him. Reflection. Oh, a pitiful reflect. Another confusing hug. Of course, that's the danger of confusion, is your allies will tend to attack you. I never exactly figured out what the heck the crawler is supposed to be. I can't even tell where its head is. It's one of the weirdest looking enemy designs I've seen. And on the way into the boss room, which is actually the engine room.
Nice, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately it's kind of hard to tell exactly what those things are on the screen here, but once we get into the battle, it'll make more sense.
Okay, now he's revealed to be the real Edgar.
Yep. So, we have 4 tentacles in here.
And how ironically, we're not underwater.
Yep, and unfortunately, I don't think there's anything Edgar can equip right now. Because if I remember correctly, once he joins the party, he's automatically given the best equipment available to him. But there are 2 main strategies you can use on this fight. Either focus on one at a time, or spread out the damage and hit him with all enemy abilities you have, like blitzes and Edgar's auto crossbow, or even just summon your espers. But various tentacles, they're strong against some elements, weak against others. We just kind of spread that out. But this isn't an overly hard fight.
Okay.
If a party member is grabbed, they'll just lose some HP, but that also prevents the other tentacle from attacking at the same time. And of course, one method of seize will just cast slow on you. Oh, tentacle has Celeste. Many hentai dojin are being drawn right now. But this isn't a hard fight. It's actually designed to be faced with just 2 people rather than 3. So having Sabin is a big help. And a few more rounds, these guys will go down. Especially getting shot in the technically the back. I think 3 of them are susceptible to poison, so the Bioblaster would throw in a little extra damage. That's not overly necessary. 1 to go. And it's interesting if you kill it while it's holding onto a party member, because it'll do the discard and then die. Which, well, does make sense. Yeah, that one absorbs fire, so in order for Sabin to not heal it, you want to attack with a blitz or magic.
Yep.
But unfortunately, he's still attacking. Now the Ice 2 is going to deal out more damage to his heals. That's a good thing.
Yeah, well, obviously, if it's immune to fire, it must be weak to ice.
Yep.
It's common sense.
And will Edgar finish it? Nope. You think they seem to be weak against a chainsaw? Yeah, Saban's best enough for healing. Kieran is... Once you summon Kieran, it will cast Regen on all the party. Unfortunately, it's really not worth it. So, Edgar was just using him. Yeah, if you have Saban, that's one of his only unique lines at this point. So, you just hide. They think it was a mutual kill. Now, if you go into the treasure room they came out of, it is empty, but if you examine the suit of armor that's in there, you will get a pretty good weapon. Now that Edgar's in your party, his color is back to normal. Want to double check his equipment. Yep, that's the suit of armor you want to examine right there. And there you go.
The Soul Saber.
I think Edgar will take that one. Oh, no. Huh, I don't remember who can equip it then. Okay, so Edgar did get his equipment optimized, but unfortunately he doesn't have any you don't have any weapons he can equip. But just uses auto crossbow, and that'll make up for that. I don't remember if the Soul Saber is a weapon for Kyan or someone else. Oh well. And that's not the way out.
Oops. Okay, I guess I'll have to turn around then.
He still goes down 3 hits, even though Edgar's doing a third of the damage the other two are. Oh, Humpties, 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 leave us alone! Not much else to say, these are normal battles. We fought these guys already.
Yep.
Oh, dead end here, just got the real crown.
Yeah, and that gave me the message that I went the wrong way.
And that's going the wrong way again. Only one way out now. Fortunately, no more monsters. So you surface in the Figaro Desert. You have to talk to him again to go back to Kohlingen, which you can access on foot. And again, now's the perfect time to rest up if you have to. You have to go to the west wing of the castle. I definitely want to buy new tools for Edgar, especially if you haven't gotten the drill by now. The shops are in the same place as they were.
Just have to take it.
Yep. So the debilitator is new. You can buy these others beforehand, but the drill is the most important one you can get right now. And it is basically a much better version of the chainsaw. the chainsaw may do more damage, but it still has the instant kill attempt that misses a lot. The drill never misses. And you can basically replace Edgar's regular attack with it. So to get through the scene with Sabin, you have to rest up on the west side. Decided to camp out in the middle of the desert instead.
Alright, till next time, this is Gold League Gamer 1 and Dyne. Later, folks.
Well, we have 10 more seconds before this actually ends, so that was a preliminary outro message. Okay, now it's time. Bye, guys.